Greetings, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to this latest edition of Tales from Outer Space, where I take stories from across the internet and read them for your entertainment. This particular story is called Rage, written by WrathArkana. The first thing I saw when I saw the humans walking onto the ship was, what the feck are those? My second was, they won't affect the plan. They're too frail. I'm a medic, a damn good one. My species evolved to target the weakest points of an enemy and disable them on the spot. We can see the way muscles and bones move with a glance. Though there are a few of us anymore who use the skill, it's an invaluable asset for a good medic. Back on track, the human bodies looked frail. The bones dense, sure, but the muscles were small, the largest in the lower half of the body. How did they survive to the point of intergalactic travel? It's, at that point, a crewmate tapped me on my lower right arm. They never said humans would be on the ship. Humans? I looked sharply at him, then back at the humans just before they vanished from view onto the vast ship. Those are dopamine-producing adrenaline-fueled monsters people are afraid of? The crewmate's thorax shifted to a pale yellow. What does he have to be afraid of? Seeing them in person, the stories about humans must be just that, I thought. Just stories. Stars, I was wrong. Barely 2 days underway, I found myself talking with one of the humans. A younger male hadn't taken to low gravity so well and was feeling nauseous. Nothing a simple remedy can't fix nowadays. And so, whilst he was consuming the sweet concoction to soothe himself, joking with his even younger sibling who was female, I got to talking with a parental male and female. They seemed to be amused by the stories and paranoia of the other crew, confirming that humans were indeed a frail species, and only by an evolutionary luck did they get to be the dominant species on their own planet. I was about to ask exactly what permitted them to rise to the top, but we were interrupted as the entire deck shook. Pirates. I informed them to get back to their quarters and called for help from the guard to secure the immediate area. But it wasn't enough. The pirates had picked this deck to break in. Under the 20 above and 19 below, this one. The guard was killed by the first shot, and the parental male tried to hurry his family faster before being shot himself. I could only watch as he fell, and then his offspring was shot down. I was shot in the leg and left unable to move, only to watch as the parental female's face, once smiling, then fearful, turned blank. It sent chills down my spine. The muscles in her head just seemed to have stopped moving. Even the pirates seemed to pause as they saw her. That was their last mistake. What happened next was a blur of color and noise. The mother launched herself so blank-faced at the pirates, screaming like a Thokran, and began to tear them apart. The offspring, her offspring, were without a doubt dead before they hit the floor. It would have been painless for them both. The pirates, on the other hand, they had fought back, make no mistake. But it wasn't enough. The female just seemed to keep on a death march through the pirates, tearing off limbs, mandibles, and even a few heads. Brutality in its rawest form. As the last of the pirates hit the ground in a pile of innards and gore, I finally understood the stories. But something more. It's not just the adrenaline that fuels the humans. It's emotion. Pure, primal emotions that are as rare across the cosmos as a Slav-Azk diamond. That is what put humanity as the top predator on their planet. Then, the human fell to the ground, close enough to me that I could reach out and pull her body towards me, doing everything in my power to help her survive. And survive she did, crying. It's been several cycles now, and I finally found the word to describe her. A word from old human language, Valamor. It means against natural order, which makes sense, as it's used to describe a parent whose offspring has died. This is what I've learned from my encounter with the humans. Never try to break up their family. Be wary of adrenaline, and hope to never see a human's rage. Saishu, medic aboard the starship Zanal, 29XXAD. Story number 2. Extrapolation Error, written by Breakasweatovermykne. Super Commander, Fleet 6 reports full retreat. Very well. The Super Commander waved the ensign out of the war room. Have them press the attack to the designated position as planned. No, Super Commander. Fleet 6 is reporting their own retreat. This gave the Super Commander pause. Pass the data to the analysts. You are dismissed. The Super Commander considered what might have happened as the ensign handed a tablet off and departed. Fleet 6 was supposed to have an easy mission. Considering the opponent, the Uran fleet was projected to have a minuscule chance of anything other than total victory. This was likely a chain of catastrophic failures that would lead to revised safety procedures. An analyst interrupted that train of thought. Super Commander, overview is thus: 12 ships of Uran Fleet 6 engage 14 ships of the unspecified Earthling fleet. After suffering the destruction of 2 ships and the capture of a third, Fleet 6 Commander judged the engagement to be untenable and withdrew to mitigate losses. As a final result, 7 ships of Fleet 6 remain combat effective, with 2 ineffective but mobile, 2 destroyed outright, and 1 presumed captured. Earthling forces retained 13 combat effective ships, with 1 ineffective but mobile, and possibly a captured Uran ship. Earthlings retained position. The Super Commander rubbed his chest in irritation. How? This was supposed to be a trivial mission. Super Commander, our original analysis of the species did not suggest that Earthling ships would be able to match their Uran counterparts. Despite their Paradise Planet heritage, the Earthling fleet made good use of their small numerical advantage, much like would be expected of a species from a more typical world. That fails to explain how they captured one of our ships. Boarding action, Super Commander. Any data? How many boarders? Super Commander, the exact number is impossible to verify. Analysis of unique signatures gives a lower bound of 22. The estimated maximum capacity of the boarding craft gives an upper bound of 34. You mean to tell me that a ship full of Uran descended from a super predator of a world whose climate is only above freezing when the atmospheric methane is ignited by lightning from the hailstorms, failed to repel 30 Earthlings who are not even top of the food chain on the damned garden world? Yes, Super Commander. How? Unclear, Super Commander. Sensor data terminates a short time after the initial contact, presumably shut down by the assault. But they show no signs of anything other than Earthling infantry equipped with unpowered armored suits. Casualty reports follow a pattern typical of a well-executed shock assault, though there is a fairly high rate of death by laceration. Laceration? Blades? Yes, Super Commander. The Earthlings took our ship with swords. No, Super Commander. The blades were affixed to the end of their guns. That was a little brutal, even by Uran standards. The Super Commander was now visibly unsettled. This small skirmish might have started an all-out war with a species that was decidedly more competent than the Uran analyst had projected. The plan for a quick territory grab relied on the assumption that the Earthlings, being as they were the only sapiens in the known galaxy to evolve on a paradise planet, would not have the tactical wherewithal or physical strength to match any species whose more typical evolution involved intelligence as a defensive response to a harsh planet. The analysis had supposed that the Earthlings would be impotent. The analysis clearly needed revision. All right, the Super Commander addressed the war room. We need to revise our assessment of the Earthlings. Are we still confident in the classification Earth as a paradise planet? Yes, Super Commander. The data is readily available and easily verified. So do any of you have a theory as to why Fleet 6 was defeated by a bunch of paradises? The war room fell silent, but for clicks, beeps, and hums that never truly leave such a place. Eventually, one of the analysts ventured to speak. Super Commander, I have a theory. Speak it. Super Commander, Earth is not a paradise planet. It is, by conventional classification scale, the single most hospitable planet in the known space. I fail to see how that helps. Super Commander, the planet is exceptionally conducive to life, but it is not particularly large. The naturally occurring density of living things on Earth is most likely the highest anywhere. Super Commander, consider what happens when too many Roar are placed in a cage together. They compete for space and resources until only the strongest remains. Get to the point, analyst. Super Commander, Earth has been a cage with too many Roar in it for millions of generations. The Super Commander froze with the understanding of what the analyst meant, then muttered an expletive. End of story. I'd quickly like to thank the T5 peeps: Cold War Boomerwaffen, Severin Cerberus, Bushmaster 177, Henry the Red, Caspar Arnholtz, Cold War Boomerwaffen, Elijah Silvercross, Dragzoon WRE, and Severin Cerberus. Thank you very much.